Germany, the German Meister is XlorD. And the top right in the yellow trunks from France, Allez le yellow is KraV. What's yellow in French?
Jaune.
Jaune.
What about German?
Gelb.
Yeah, we already know which one is the better sounding language anyway, so it's all good.
I like the, international exchange here, though. We're very cooperative, Todd, and we always get along, especially when it comes to WarCraft. It's just beautiful. And we're gonna have opening build-wise Ted Fiends and KraV with a Ted Fiend Crypt Lord. Okay, you know what? Let's not call this Ted Fiends. This is very, very weird. It's an early altar.
Yeah,
And a crypt.
He has done that sometimes against human as well. But yeah, no, there's no graveyard. It's a second Zig. So he might want to start the creeping early, but probably we need to go to the orange. I mean, there is a chance. He's fully anticipating there is a decay. It could be smart to start creeping early, or like, does he want to play aggressive? He actually played some Creep Lord 1-base harassment. I think it was against Thorzen. I can't remember if he was against, if he was on Conceal Hill or Northern Isle. But yeah, he just completely caught Thorzen off guard with like this kind of attacks with Beetles, Skellies at a time where an undead that goes Creep Lord should be expanding. And yeah, the plan was to do this orange camp before the DK can be there, but the Acolyte actually slowed down the Creep Lords. Was that enough for the Death Knight to get the coil on the Ogre? Probably not, I would say. But for the other creeps, he's gonna be there.
Gonna be pretty close, but indeed the Crypt Lord gets the first item in the circle, by far the best item for him. Oh, XlorD steals this corpse. This was a big deal. A bit of a mistake there by KraV. He should have spammed that rod perhaps a bit faster. And the first ghoul goes down. There was even a last hit for XlorD. Not a great start for KraV, but still very winnable, absolutely. Once you have a couple of ghouls out, you can go for this expansion pretty reliably, even if the DK and Fiend is around, depending on how many ghouls and skellies and everything you have. But again, remember, yesterday, KraV showed that he's not going to go for this expansion as much as you might think.
Yeah.
At least early.
And it's such a tricky position for KraV to finish these creeps now. Maybe he should bring a lot of ghouls and make sure he zones out the DK so that if the DK comes in for the coil, he makes sure he gets the surround. But he needs a lot of units in order to achieve this. And right now there is an Acolyte missing on that Haunted Goldmine for KraV. So great starts for the German undeads.
Yeah, amazing beginning here for XlorD. He even scouts with a Skelly as the Crypt Lord moves over to the next green. He got a ghoul kill and an Acolyte kill. That's like outrageous. And now he can steal the rest of this camp over here. With one coil, gets the big experience from the Berserker. That's level 4 creep. That's tons of XP.
I feel that KraV may have been planning to expand and sticks to it now, because it feels like he's taking so much damage that expanding almost for sure would be a mistake. Unless he can land some crazy surrounds. He's now level 2. So he might stick to the plan. There's still not that extra Acolytes that he would need in order to expand. XlorD's the one with an Acolyte about to wake up the creeps at the expansion.
And the scouting here for XlorD is just amazing. He saw always where the opponent was. He saw the main. He saw the expo. He saw the creep. Oh, but now he's getting impaled, getting caught off guard here. But he has the Telly Staff all ready to get out. He's very hurt, but he keeps that TP active. And of course, here we have fountains where the DK can heal for free.
With that one ghoul. Run. There's the Skelly behind you. Yeah, KraV going for the take way later. It's almost finished for XlorD right now. That DK being low though, there is a little bit of hope that maybe KraV could land like a big impale and kill that, but it's not even that high on mana right now. And he's moving with his units. Like not all of them are attacking right now. Just attack move, I think. Get this camp. It's not like the Rock Golem can even get coils. If XlorD finally gets there.
Yeah, this was a nice move by KraV. The DK had to staff away, so there was no vision anymore. And XlorD was assuming the expansion creep, but that was not the case. So here KraV is getting a big one. And almost level 3 from this. And then those level 2 beetles are possibly going to be quite the threat. But XlorD's tech, so much faster. He had a 2-minute tech lead, which is, of course, quite crazy.
Second crypt. Do you want to go gargoyles on this map? Like we've seen KraV definitely do that at times to creep the fountains and then still have strong fighting units. I mean, he knows that his opponent is playing with fiends. If he can reach Crypt Lord level 4 and he has Impel level 2, There's always a chance you can do really well against those. But XlorD without the Nerubian Tower, and KraV's about to show up and ruin his fun here if he can start killing Acolytes.
The XlorD will have to cancel the tech here sooner or later, but XlorD shows up back at home. The Lich pops out. DK not yet level 2. We'll see how good this defense here is. First coil lands. He's going for the Haunted. Oh my goodness. He's got a bigger invuln as well, so he can stay here with the Cryptlord for a long time. Stressful defense for XlorD. Can he repair against this damage?
He saw that the Acolytes were going away. He's like, well, you want to send them away, then you cannot repair. Now XlorD moved back in position. He's repairing this gold mine with all of the Acolytes that he has there. He's almost out of lumber, but not quite there yet. And I don't think the damage from KraV is sufficient to kill the gold mine, but he's still working on it.
Sick defense from XlorD. He didn't even cancel the tech, having all the confidence in himself in the world. And he didn't lose an Acolyte yet either. Taking out more and more ghouls on the other side, even surrounding the Cryptlord in the midst of this attack. So he's going to force the TP, but the Slaughterhouse is going to go down. That's of course not as important as the Haunted Gold Mine, which will remain standing. Oh, it's close. He's out of lumber. He's out of lumber. Oh, KraV had the opportunity there to kill this one.
Oh, the ghoul gets trapped. XlorD has been so good with it. Actually, it doesn't. Never mind.
Still gonna go down though.
He did trap the Cryptlord very nicely. If that had gotten out, maybe the Beetles can somehow achieve more damage after that and be left over, and also the Cryptlord can head to the fountain. So that's a very important trap being set up there. And we do have Gargoyle production now. Why is KraV not using Dagger?
I again want to reiterate, by the way, this was such a sick defense by XlorD. If you want to play this safe, you should definitely cancel the tech, but XlorD trusts in his play, in his class, and barely averts disaster there. Losing no Acolytes, not losing the Haunted Goldmine, absolutely amazingly done. And I think KraV himself was kind of surprised that this was defended so well. I think KraV could have done it perhaps a bit better. But yeah, absolutely amazingly done by XlorD, no question about that. And now going for the red camp in the middle. Gonna get a nice big item.
KraV creeping the lab here. I'm getting a bit of Thunder-esque impression here. Maybe it's time to buy a Zeppelin, grab a TP at the bottom merchant, and drop that Haunted Gold Mine, which is on 218 hit points.
Yeah, that could definitely be a possibility. XlorD also, with all this pressure, he's been super low lumber, so he can certainly afford repair here, but affording web and destroyer form is going to be extremely hard to do. He certainly doesn't want to make more than 3 ghouls total. Do we have that Zeppelin? No.
Nope.
But the DK is joining, and with the Gargs here, cleaning up the fountains now is super easy.
He's gonna go for it immediately. Needs some healing on the Cryptlord anyway, so this works out pretty well. Definitely shouldn't tank at all with it. Drake is gonna fall rapidly. He needs to make sure he doesn't lose one of the Gargoyles here, because they do take a lot of damage from the Drake, the one being targeted. Should be fine. Robe of Magi, so extra mana, or whatever hero carries that. Could even put it on a Lich later on, which I'm guessing should be the 3rd hero almost every time. And Lich shows up, actually.
It's 1 kill with the Nova. Also 1 ghoul went down to the creep, so a few losses here for KraV. 1 more ghoul possibly gonna go down, but he has the aura, which is very important. So it was 2 ghouls, 2 Gargs dying here in total. And KraV isn't quite ready yet. His tier 3, of course, so severely delayed.
Yeah, against Orbia, you definitely shouldn't fight. KraV misclicking a bit in his main base. An Acolyte is trying to gather lumber with the ghouls. I think you got the wrong resource, my dude.
And sometimes if the Acolyte is clicked on something, you don't get the notification that it's idle. But here now, he is gonna remedy that situation. KraV creeping, continuing to do so. Gonna get level 4 Cryptlord, which is very important. But the Lich, which is gonna come out 3rd, is gonna have a tough time creeping anything.
DK is coming in. Actually, could be impelled and surrounded here. He doesn't have the stuff anymore. Oh, that's not a surround though.
Oh, he misses the surround. That's a big mistake.
Wow, that would have been a freebie here. This guy literally running there alone.
Instead, XlorD continues to creep, and his Fiend statue army right now is very good with that orb. He must have web already or researching. Yeah, it is finished. And more Fiends are coming. Lumber no longer the huge issue here for XlorD, and he doesn't even need destroyers that badly because he's far enough ahead that he can deal with the Beetles even without the spell.
Ooh, Nova on the Beetles here. Lots of XP that was gained by XlorD was in the way of KraV losing units. And actually, that might be more. Yeah, he sees the movement. KraV trying to retreat immediately, but there's a gargoyle that's slowed. He needs to send that the other way. He's doing that, but he's still slowed.
Oh, trying to reach for the web. Can he make it? No. Trapped and dead.
Was that web or was that a lasso I saw?
I don't think so. I know what Bad Rider looks like. That's not the one. Dude, I used to love playing Bad Rider.
Things.
Dude, Bad Rider in Dota was such a fun hero. You could just look for kills 24/7. One of my favorites.
Alright, KraV's trying to work on the slaughterhouse, but Destroy form will complete in a second, and there's just enough repair that...
Oh, the statue at home can solo deal with that. Oh my goodness. So XlorD can just continue creeping in the meantime. He could creep the fountain next if he wants. And that is so much mana going into nowhere, basically.
Yeah, XlorD's really on top of his creeping here. He's almost 4-4. We got a Ponyard on the other side. Hey, why not? KraV is probably one of those guys that saw that you don't need the sack pit anymore, and he was pretty happy about it.
Not as happy as Edo, though.
I don't know, man. Edo is just taking a vacation right now. He's ready to come back to revenge later on with the Frostworms, but not quite.
We haven't seen him in a while. He's probably getting massive stonks on Coinbase, though, you know? The rich get richer.
KraV actually really low on hit points. Might have to pay a visit to the fountain. The map's almost entirely crept here, so there's not going to be much more leveling than this done. As the Lich finally enters the field for KraV. And XlorD actually opted not to go for a Dark Ranger yet. Do you agree with this? Do you think it's normal to delay it? Like he will get one at all?
Yeah, Dark Ranger I feel like is a bit overrated against air. Her silence is okay, but it's also 5 supply. You're oftentimes better off making more destroyers, more fiends. She doesn't really provide that much here, I would say.
Yeah. Early with the silence. I guess
they can always
only the silence, yeah.
And there can always be a destroyer on the enemy side. I mean, this being KraV, he doesn't like to play destroyers, but in theory there could be.
That Frostworm is on the way now. KraV's moving back home. There's still a few crypts left in center, and XlorD looking to try and see if he can intercept anything and kill it.
Alright, with that first Frostworm coming out, KraV is going to have a big fight here. He doesn't have much mana on the Crypt Lord, which is a concern. You want to have normally at least 2 impales for these big fights. He's got only one right now. And the Lich, oh my goodness! Heal Pot doesn't have the mana, or the gold rather. There he finally gets it off, but that was the only impale that he had. Having to invest that just to save the Lich, and here we go, Web's landing. KraV going to TP out, trying to save the Garrigs, but 2 go down.
Yeah, that was really bad for KraV. XlorD really trying to force that fight here. Obviously, the blight that's there also benefits him with his units. Illusions on some of these Frostworms. Wow, if you could get the actual real one not to get webbed. Obviously, that's a long shot, but that'd be pretty nice for him.
Yeah, this is the timing. One of Illusions, super good on Frostworms. They confuse what you want to focus, and also they soak up a ton of damage. XlorD here with a wise TP, not going to fight into the power spike of KraV, just going to make it back home, waiting for stronger tech to arrive. As Banshees are soon to be joining, we have the Temple and Adept training coming. Some Burrow, why not? And XlorD now sitting in the back of his base where he even has some towers.
KraV with +2 attack somehow, whereas XlorD's not working with any upgrades until now, but he's finally getting at least +1. When you have this many fiends, definitely worth getting. The illusions will be, I guess, used as scouts here. Should he give the... I guess he probably should keep the Robe of Magi on the Crypt Lords, because he's the one that needs a bit of extra mana pull.
I think so. He's got the most important spell here. The Impale needs to land big time. Otherwise, KraV has no chance. He needs to land a couple of those. Still goes for the Sack Pit. He wants to get that Shade out at some point and perhaps play a bit of a hit-and-run game. And, well, the map is pretty much cleared, so we might be sitting here for a little bit.
Let's do it. We didn't chill enough, we didn't relax enough together when we were in Cologne. You were busy with the tournaments. At least you came out for food twice, unlike Neo, but yeah, just chill, we can just talk.
Just saying. Yeah, I didn't have anything to eat at Hansenglück. How was that? Did you have a burger? No, you had some souffle, or what did you have?
Yeah, dessert, yeah. Yeah, that place is good, actually. A good burger.
Just like at Five Guys, also only dessert. You're a sweet
bro.
boy, Todd.
Ain't no salt, it's all sugar here.
Starting today.
He's keeping Quel'Thalas on the Lich. I always feel like when you're on 50 supply, like this is something I would sell almost every single time. I mean, unless you have Expo, which, like, if you're human, like it will happen a lot. But here, the value is so good of selling that. It might be one of those weird games here, where they just stay on 50 supply, they mine out their gold mine, and only then do they break. Or at least you have to save a bunch. I would say 1,500 gold minimum.
Yeah. I mean, it gets a lot of, like, it's not the most efficient item on the Lich. It's basically a Gloves of Haste, plus a bit of armor. But the Lich gets out so many attacks that over time you do get some decent value out of it. But I also would most of the time sell it 240 gold. Ain't too bad. And this might be a weird game. We're just gonna max out to 80 supply, which is rare to see, and we're just camping. And the interesting thing here is, both armies get pretty damn strong at 80 supply. Like, upgraded Fiends with Banshees, with anti-magic on everything, pretty good. But also, Impale, Nova, Frenzy Ghouls, Frostworms. It's gonna be so chaotic when KraV has this big army and he's running in. The ease of execution here definitely lies with KraV, but XlorD has the fundamentals to pull this off as well.
Yeah, this is gonna get crazy. XlorD breaks upkeep first here. He's already up to 58, but the thing is, KraV seeing it. So usually if you're KraV here, you'd want to save a little more. You could be really greedy and wait until the opponent moves out before you break yourself.
You gotta check yourself before you break yourself.
I thought about it too. You better check your shade before you break yourself. How greedy can KraV be here? He might actually wait until XlorD moves out.
Oh my god, he canceled his units. He's sitting at 50. KraV, my man.
It's like, just a little more. Give me that gold. A little more.
You know, I myself, I'm oftentimes a proponent of not being greedy because I'm a very careful player. I don't like taking risks. But honestly, ideally, you want to be as greedy as you can without dying. Like, that's the economic play.
Wait, where is he getting Unholy Strength? Is he going to go Ghouls?
Yeah. Late game Ghouls are needed in this. You can't just go mass air. If you just go air, the Fiends are going to destroy you.
Against Banshees?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's not that many of them. It's just the 3 for now.
The thing is, KraV is also going to need a lot of heal scrolls. XlorD doesn't need that many. KraV is going to need like at least 2 heal scrolls.
Yeah.
Against the Nova.
KraV is just checking his shade the whole time. He's like not even doing anything.
The town is under siege.
But that one destroyer has been pretty annoying. Reminds me of Nighthand. He always used to do this. Like send 2 destroyers. He's like, you can't shackle me.
XlorD is moving out. This is a mind game. He's leaving 6 Fiends behind, trying to trigger upkeep, which is still not happening.
Yeah, the Shade sees them.
This is so weird.
He should know about the Shade because he saw the sack pits. So I'm surprised there hasn't been any dust attempts to try and...
Now the Fiends are leaving, and alarm bells must be ringing right now. Ding, ding, ding. Attack is coming in. It's like the Brits in New England. It's time to load those muskets, boys.
+2 attack for ghouls here. So he queued 2 more Gargs and then 2 more ghouls each per crypt. Okay, KraV shouldn't engage yet. He has 2 Frostworms in production. He waited so long to break upkeep. He needs all of those units to finish. Actually, he might need an extra Zig. Yeah, he's getting it now. Oh no, never mind, he's out of 90. But that one might die.
He has a bunch of time, honestly. Like, he can lose the sack pit, shop, altar, Nerve Tower. That's all fine.
Main. Just
doesn't have heal scrolls though, right? He needs heal scrolls really bad.
Yeah.
I think he's getting one now. I think he needs more than 1 though. Alright, this is gonna be a wild fight, bro. You ready to cast this?
I'm gonna let you take over. No, I can. We can split the duties.
We're gonna see how it goes. The ghoul movement here not the best. You really don't want to lose any of these. KraV It's like with gyros. You have to make sure they're not suiciding in one by one. You have to pool them and then run in with everything at the same time.
XlorD's reading the game really well, by the way. Like, he can tell that KraV was overly greedy, and that's why he's being this aggressive. He's like, you have to engage into me right now, but KraV is like, no, I want to wait for the next frost worm.
He has 2 worms at the moment. He has a fake illusion. And again, the ghouls. You got to keep those ghouls back, man. Hold position. Right click, shift, hold.
Come on, ghouls, stop breaking rank like this.
Maggots. When was the last time you saw, what's it called?
Edge of Tomorrow?
Edge of Tomorrow.
Too long.
Such a good movie, dude.
I'm trying to be nice to you, maggot. Now move! I literally know all the lines from that sergeant.
It's a very quotable role.
He played it so well.
You saw that sergeant and you're like, oh my god, that's my spirit animal. I have quotes for my stream for days right now.
Actually, my spirit animal is J.K. Simmons in Whiplash.
Louder!
There are no more 2 harmful words in English than good and job. Okay, XlorD actually sat in more of a neutral position around the center. KraV's gonna engage. Web starts landing. The DK is far at the front, but where are the impales?
Crippler's not silenced at the moment. Here we go. Big impale coming through, but the damage is reduced, or rather nullified, with that anti-magic. Trying to take out the statues in the back. Lots of ghouls are dying in the meantime. Supply lead here still for XlorD, sniping these worms quickly. Going for the DK now. Focus fire upon him. Whew, that was really close, but the DK survives. He's going to TP out, even almost saving the Fiend. But that one is going to go down. XlorD, however, at the end of this fight, 20 supply lead with an expansion behind it.
Yeah, I think the impale was mistimed here. If he had done that just a little bit later with slightly better targets, he would have been able to kill the Death Knight, and then all bets are off. This army is kind of trapped in the center. He doesn't have an Holy Aura, but XlorD being able to save that, he used a health potion immediately. He knows that KraV might be headed out to get a cancel on his expansion. He has a big supply. Look at his supply, 75 to 55.
I'm looking, bro. Jesus. That's terrifying. I shouldn't have looked.
You should always look.
Never look away. Always with the chin up, my son. GG is called, and 1-0 for XlorD.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean game by XlorD, I would say. And yeah, he doesn't look shaked at all. Probably a little annoyed by how long this game went. But valiant effort by KraV, I would say, fighting back. Missed the timing to produce.
Yeah, that was maybe a little too greedy. And I'm one of those guys that, you know, loves the upkeep mechanic. Like always going from 50 to 80. As much as you can, but XlorD, I gotta give him props here. He read the game so well. It's like he knew, and he did a double fake, by the way. He moved out, he kept the Fiends at home, and he was like, this is a fake attack, don't break upkeep yet. And then KraV was like, okay, I'll not break upkeep. And then the Fiends were like, all right, we're going now. And then KraV still hadn't broken upkeep. Seeing double Frostworm in production, KraV was probably like, oh my god, why didn't I break upkeep just a little bit earlier? I would have, you know, I didn't need that extra gold that's gonna lose me the game now, maybe.
Yeah, this has always been one of XlorD's biggest strengths, to evaluate the situation, especially in Undead Mirror. Sit in your base when you have to, push when you can. He's really, really good with that.
Very patient game here once again. And yeah, the Banshees, they find a way more and more into the matchup. I mean, they have for a long time. Anti-magic is just so strong. A couple of well-placed curses also can make a big difference. And if the Fiend player ever gets to 78 supply Fiend Banshees with upgrades, I don't think you can beat it anymore. I think if you're playing this Ghoul Garg style, you have to expand at some point and then play with a tempo lead and keep pressure on the opponent so that this perfect army is never built. Or, you know, you just have 80, 90 supply with full upgrades and like 5 heal scrolls or something. But in one base against these top undeads, the style just doesn't seem to work anymore. So I would love to see KraV live or die by the expansion, because that's I think that's the only way he's going to win this, with an expansion.
How about flooding the opponent's base once again?
I have tried that. Didn't work though. It was not early game. It was late or mid game rather.
Earlier.
But yeah, I don't think that's going to work either.
Just rush right away. Don't waste any time. Creeping, expanding. Nonsense. Attack.
He did that before though, against Enten.
Excuse me?
Save your strategies for Bidu, because that rematch is gonna come up eventually. So don't reveal everything, you know. He's listening.
Okay.
I was really close on the gold mine, for sure. Like, if he had gotten that, we're looking at a very, very different game. It's almost instant loss if you lose your gold mine. I'm pretty sure XlorD would have stayed, maybe sold something and then remade the gold mine, but he would have been so far behind economically that KraV probably could have expanded on tier 2 like pretty easily after that.
The thing is, he had no lumber to repair anymore, so he would have had to wait for 200 lumber, 210 I think it is, or 15, to make that thing. So it would have been absolutely catastrophic. However, XlorD invited that situation. As I said in the game, he could have just canceled the tech and be more than fine against that, but he wanted to go through with his tier 3, which did work out, but just by the slightest of margins. But yeah, XlorD showing a lot of class here, certainly, in that first game.
Yeah, to no surprise, he seems to be in good shape. We are loading into map 2. We have a little bit of a delay, but that, of course, can be breached. We sent you into a little bit of a break, and then it's match points for XlorD. See you in a bit. We're sitting here in the last series of the day at DreamHack Open Fall, and it could be one of those 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 matches. Days.
XlorD definitely looked like the better player there on the first map. KraV didn't really get his foot on the mat, so to say. Everything went wrong from the beginning where he lost the ghoul, he lost the acolyte, didn't get up the expansion, tried to go for the base push, lost all of his ghouls there, didn't get the haunted kill, tried to go for the late game, there he was also bested. KraV, you know, he's a really fun guy. You never know what's happening. He has a lot of tricky plays, but maybe if he wants to win, he just go back to the basics. Just go Cryptlord expansion early. Don't try to be nifty. Don't try to cancel attack. Just go Cryptlord Expo and then spam units. That usually works pretty well. Maybe you should do that.
All right then. XlorD still elo-wise top 10 in the world, and he shows today why. Let's see if we can take it with another 2-0 or if we get overtime in Group D as we had in the first 2 series of this group. Boys, have fun.
When do we ever not?
I can't recall a time, especially not a time where we weren't able to meet up. Did you put your coat on, Todd, because it's getting cold over here on Northern Isles? It's raining, it's snowing. It's exactly what Neo likes, cold and wet weather. And maybe you as well. At least it's not hot over here. At least they're not sweating on Northern Isles.
Yeah, of course. You know, KraV, earlier I was talking to him a little bit in the lobby, and we mentioned how he's having a bit of a hard time right now. So there is one of his friends that always helps him out, you know, with like his YouTube graphics that he posts on Twitter and stuff. So I wanted to send a big shout out to this guy, because if it wasn't for him, I don't think KraV would have played today. At least that's what he says. So big shout out to you, Antoine. I'm sure you're watching. And it is good to see KraV play. And honestly, that last game, like, yes, he didn't feel like he had much of a chance in the last fight, and he could have taken the engagement better, but it was a competitive game. He got to big supply, he had Froststorm, he had Gargoyles. Maybe slightly better execution would have given him a better chance. It kind of felt like the Cryptlord was stuck at the back of the army, which is never a good thing.
Yeah. If he's in upkeep there a bit faster, like maybe if you can fight around 65 supply before there's anti-magic on everything. If you land a couple of nice Impales and Nova and you have the heal scroll to keep the ghouls alive, something is possible. But there's a reason why we almost only see Fiend Banshee in the late game. On the top level, it does seem to be the strongest army if both players execute very well, which both are capable of, and especially XlorD has proven many a time. It's a DK first, by the way. Ghouls with DK first. This is like the Biko build, and this is quite surprising.
It's a sick mind game, really, to go DK like this. But why does he go Unholy Aura? Because now XlorD saw that, and there is some big steal potential with his own Death Coil.
And normally when you do that, you want to try to surround units early, namely fiends, but it can also help for a bit faster creeping. You're moving from camp to camp faster, you're healing up a little bit in the meantime. And XlorD has the wrong read here. He's expecting a push or something. Normally his scouting was absolutely on point, but the scout acolyte was chased down by the Skelly that finally gets the kill, and KraV is taking a nice little experience lead here at the beginning.
Oh, he saw that he was an Aura though, right? The acolyte was right next to the DK when that was selected, and then he even followed him to the bottom camp. So he should know. I'm very surprised he didn't stay on him. Maybe he didn't have faith that the cores would land. You know, when there's a lot of ghouls, DK, and skeletons, you can always like fake that you're gonna hate a unit, and it's also a lot of damage, sometimes more than 100.
I'm very surprised here with XlorD playing this so passively. Just creeping himself when he knows he's way slower in creeping. And yeah, moving in with Fiends against Unholy Aura is scary in case of getting surrounded, but the DK should usually never get surrounded. Feels like XlorD here overly passive early on, but whatever. Good for KraV. He got level 3 already. He's gonna get a big item here. And he's got a serious experience lead now.
Oh yeah. Usually when you get level 3 in a lot of matchups, you'd want to harass immediately, but I guess it's Undead Mirror. He has Coil 2 against an Undead. Probably can't get too much done with that in the way of harassment. Unless the opponent's doing big camps, then, you know, that Coil level 2, you can really steal some stuff with it. But he's more than one whole level ahead right now, is KraV. Definitely a cool start here out of him.
XlorD finally finds KraV again. He was not able to have that scout on him for a long time, but now sees the opponent at his own natural. KraV trying to snipe the item. He got a great item so far. If he gets another Claws +9 here, that would be amazing. Oh, and the coil last hit. Oh, almost got it. Just a hair too late. item is the ring here, which isn't the greatest. One ghoul almost going... It's a level 2 aura. He's got level 2 aura! What the hell?
These are some fast ghouls. I guess he was almost out of mana. And maybe he thought, alright, I'm already on my way to level 4. He feels the need for speed.
He sure does. You think XlorD is part of his family?
Forces are under attack.
Wait, what?
Familia? You don't know what I mean?
I'm talking about Fast and Furious because my quote was from Top Gun, bre.
No. This is that's what Vin Diesel always keeps talking about in Fast and Furious. La Familia. I must admit, I haven't seen the last 2 Fast and the Furious movies.
Yeah,
but
well, you're a lucky man. Because
he still talks about that.
Alright, it's level 3.4 against 2.2. And KraV is far from done here with the creeping. Gets a Lich. Yeah, there should just be tier 3 started in a second. He's keeping the damage items for the Lich. Those sell the ring. I feel you, KraV. I also hate those.
X are gonna get the big camp here in the middle. When you go this aura, you really want to find surrounds. That hasn't quite worked out this way. Oh, big last hit steal opportunity. It does go to XlorD, and so does the item. Row of the Magi. Oof. This Lich also getting decked out.
This Lich.
It's a wonderful yeah, it's a wonderful shopping day for both these Liches. They're going down Champs-Elysees, hitting up all the stores. It's expensive over there, though. You have to be careful.
You better stay no upkeep and sell some items before, because you're gonna be broke real fast when you do that. Stuff ain't cheap on the champ.
Were you
Actually,
proud of my
that is
pronunciation? Was pretty good, right?
Yeah, Champs-Elysees.
Champs-Elysees. It's not the hardest one, to be honest.
Yeah. If I ask you to read a whole sentence, I'd probably laugh quite a bit.
It says Todd, who has been in Germany for 5 years. And what's the extent of your German?
Guten Tag.
Einmal Döner mit alles?
I don't need to speak it, bro. Body language. That's all you need to get around.
Another camp here for KraV. Gonna get the Cristobal. Another one of your favorite items. As XlorD still doesn't have his own level 3 DK, so he's a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to be going into a fight too quickly. When these ghouls get frenzy, they're gonna be Omega super fast. Like Michael Schumacher. Not anymore. At the moment, he's rather stationary. But in the past.
Oh my god, you went so far with this one. Good on Mikael. As you saw, his son is actually in Formula 1 now, right? And not doing too hot, actually.
I don't watch that. I find that not so interesting.
Bro.
Bruh.
You need to watch Drive to Survive on Netflix. You're gonna get into it real fast.
Oh no, I do not. I did see the first 2 episodes, and I thought it was fairly uninteresting. I think in comparison to Last Dance, it is just much worse of a Last Dance version, just with cars.
Yeah, Last Dance was pretty amazing as well. I don't know, Drive to Survive really sold me on Formula 1.
You have a group chat now with Sadokist and Red Eye?
No,
bro, did you see this car? Did you see the horsepowers? Man, it must have been so many horsepowers. Oh my god.
You sound so silly. This is not how people talk about Formula 1. Oh, KraV still almost gets it, but not quite. Book of the Dead.
How would you know? You're not in the group chat.
Yeah, I talk to some people. Rotty actually follows Formula 1. Rotty follows everything.
Yeah, I was about to say, doesn't he watch like every sport?
Yeah, everything. It's crazy.
Passionate competitor.
Okay, so he sold the Book of the Dead.
Did you see this Lich? Speaking of Roddy, that's a super Lich if I saw one. Plus 25, boys. Let's go.
Oh my god. Hey, we talk about sports.
He wishes he had a ring now, Todd. What?
This is doing some straight boxing. Looking like Deontay Wilder swinging those windmills, going for the knockout.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is like fair sportsmanship. I don't know if this is not perhaps a unfair advantage through steroids. This Lich is on steroids, bro.
He's got like you know, like some boxers, they put stuff inside of the gloves.
Like
Player's
weights?
forces are under
Yeah.
attack.
So it hurts a lot more.
That used to be a thing of the past only, though, right? They don't do that anymore. Doesn't that get like that must get checked every fight, right?
Supposedly, but there's been some drama. There's been some accusations made, let's say, recently.
Oh yeah. From who?
Like actual top boxers, like in some of the biggest fights.
Is under siege.
Well, well, well. You always
the
got to be on
Magnetor.
your guard, especially in boxing.
Yeah. Magnetor, what do we get here from KraV? Some of his latest items haven't been the greatest, even though I guess Periapt is decent for a little bit more survivability. That one Gargoyle getting targeted, the Magnetor is always so annoying. Yeah, let's go for whatever's air here.
Throwing out a couple of frost bolts. Hood of Cunning, good item for craft. These liches are getting absolutely spoiled today. What does XlorD have? He's got too much damage bonus for the lich. You can't even put it all on him. Plus 30.
He got Wallsong Battle Drums.
Player's forces are under
XlorD definitely getting the better items, I would say. Dreadnought is kind of hard to deal with, no?
Well, you need the Destroyer, certainly. The problematic thing is when the Dreadlock is level 3, because then the sleep cooldown is much shorter than the Destroyer, the spell cooldown. But only level 1 sleep. It's manageable, I would think. XlorD now going into the main, taking out some ghouls is a nice attack. Doing some damage, probably forcing a TP and also buying time for himself. This should be where he goes into Banshee tech.
Oh my god, that
He
Lich.
is.
Oh my god, that Lich. One more hit. That's so ridiculous. Plus 30. Nova in one hit on an Acolyte.
a player's forces are under attack.
Headshot.
Gonna get a level 4 DK here as well. This is another clause, isn't it? Hell yeah, it is. Can't even fit it all. This is like
the
DJ
second-
Khaled. Suffering from success.
Another one.
Fiend upgrades.
Do you
1-1.
listen
I like...
to DJ Khaled's?
No. I honestly couldn't tell you a single song, but I know the memes.
Yeah, they're like the type of songs where if you hear them, you're like, yeah, okay, I know that one.
You don't say, I want another one?
Is KraV gonna engage? XlorD actually thinks that KraV's about to engage, and he broke upkeep 58. It'd be a little wild to step inside of the opponent's base, but maybe KraV might be looking for the fight before there is a anti-magic shell.
Scouting around with a destroyer here, that's the only thing that is safe against the Lich. But needs to be careful against the Gargs, but seems to be doing fine enough. Frost armor on KraV. What? It's kind of weird. Don't understand why, but it's alright.
What's that 5 seconds, man?
Probably not a good idea for KraV to run in here.
I think maybe he should actually. There is no Banshee yet. But the thing is, if he knows it's all in, he has no talent portal. The more he waits, the worse. Actually, XlorD is. How is he not breaking upkeep here? What the hell? He's so sure that KraV is not gonna attack.
Get patience.
He's almost like bluffing. He's putting the Lich at the front. He's like, yeah, get off my lawn. And somehow KraV's not going in. Oh, never mind.
Sleeps around, but there is an invul potion. Oh my god, so much damage on the Lich. He will survive with that invul. XlorD, was he too greedy? Did he produce too late? Has to use the coil on the Lich. More and more sleeps coming in. Quick dispel from the Destroyer as well. DK stuck now. He's gonna have to TP out. Curve TP to the other side, but he TPs further into the back of the base, so now XlorD is the one who's stuck there as well. And this is getting awkward right now, Todd. Where is this fight going? More and more sleeps coming out. This time it hits the Lich. The spell is gonna be there. Nova, of course, doing huge damage. Level 3 on the Dreadlord as well. He's gonna have more and more sleep now, but the tower's doing a good job here for XlorD as well. More ghouls are going down. The ghouls are really the damage. The Gargs don't really offer much against Fiends, and the DK goes down. Eats that own Fiend. Hits the Nova, gets the kill, and the GG win. 2-0 for